early on Monday morning, Monday the 9th of May. Just heading out to walk a few fields. Very, very difficult this year in terms of the agronomy approach, in lieu of the fact that it's been extremely dry for about 12 weeks. And one of the main concerns is the plant's inability to pick up nutrient from the ground. A lot of the nitrogen that's been applied through the months of May and April is probably still sitting there waiting to be taken in by the plant. And my guess is that whilst we can mediate against that by applying nutrients from above, topical applications, it certainly helps an awful lot, but won't overcome the problem of 12 weeks of dry weather and very poor nitrogen uptake. Now, I know there are one or two people that are on liquid nitrogen, and that's helped to a degree, but of course then you suffer the problems of scorch, etc. So it doesn't overcome fully the problem. My guess right now as to where we are, an awful lot of crops would benefit from alleviating that stress in the way of feeding from above, topical applications, particularly of nutrients like magnesium, which in the main are probably the biggest stress busting material that you can use. One of the cycles within the plant, the biological cycles, mean that as the plant requires to move sugars, and I'm talking wheat now, and all crops really, but wheats are looking particularly drought stressed at the moment. Their motivation is to move sugars from the leaf down the stem and out of the roots, and if that cycle is interrupted in some way through stress, biotic stress, abiotic stress, then what tends to happen is you get an accumulation of sugars in the leaf, and the whole cycle stalls in a way. Potash will have the same effect, the poor uptake of potash. What I'm trying to do at the moment is jog the plant into getting back into that cycle, motivating the plant to not stall in its growth habits, and magnesium and potash will help that and actually make those sugars divert from the leaf back down into the roots, and that will have an impact on both yield and hopefully when we do get any rain. Over the past 12 weeks, yesterday was the only appreciable rain we got, and that was 7 mil, which in terms of requirement is as we say in Yorkshire, only slaking the dust really. So whilst it was advantageous to get it, it's not really done all that we need, and my guess is we need 3 or 4 times that amount to make any impact on the uptake of nitrogen down at levels where the roots can pick it up. Of course, the other problems that have occurred because of the way the plant is, because of that drought stress, is what do we do in terms of disease control? A little bit of rust generated by those early cold mornings with heavy dews. What do we do about disease control? My view is don't renege on that, but you've got to be aware that the pressure from disease is minimal at the moment. The other thing we've got to try and do is decide on growth regulator input, and whilst the weather itself has been a growth regulator, be careful that when we do get any appreciable rain, the nitrogen uptake will be massive, which will tend to stimulate stem elongation, green leaf material, and we could produce weaker stems to the point where it may produce a weaker plant that may in the long term decide to fall over, and that's no good for anybody. The one drawback to growth regulator, of course, is that whilst the weather's been its own growth regulator, trying to stifle the plant by applications of growth regulator can produce stress in its own right, so be a little bit aware there of the damage you may cause. And then of course the third thing excuse me, particularly on spring cereals, what do we do about weed control? Because if the plant's not in a robust position to withstand that herbicide application, the stress problems on the plant, apparent on the plant now, will be exaggerated. Little rule of thumb that if you're on light soils with a manganese deficiency there in the crop, any applied herbicides will exaggerate that deficiency and cause bigger problems. So quite a difficult year decision wise as to what to do, what to apply, when to apply it. All we're doing at the moment is praying for rain. So I'm at my next call now, and we'll continue later on. Thank you.